If you have been curious to just get a peek behind the curtains and learn a bit more about what all is included in retreats, and if you've also been curious about, whether or not you should consider investing in one in 2026, this video is for you. My name is Brianne Dixon, and I am a retreat host specifically for the Black Girl Getaway experiences. We recently had a trip to Thailand just last month in November, and it was one for the books, and I wanted to just give a bit more insight into what to expect when you go to a retreat like this one. So, for context, the Black Girl Getaway was in Phuket, Thailand, 5 days, 4 nights. I was intentional about wanting to keep it a bit more intimate, so I did cap it at 5 ladies, and by the grace of God, I did sell out of the retreat. And I think the most beautiful part was I did a ton of prep for this retreat. So read a ton of books, had gone on many retreats myself, but really wanted to lean into setting an expectation for connection and rejuvenation and just joy as you experience all the beauty that Thailand has to offer. So day one is really about just girls, let's arrive, let's get here, all in one piece. Thank God there were no baggage mess ups, like no one less lost their luggage. There were no flight delays that really, impeded on people's travel time. No travel um, was, interrupted with any flight cancellation. So thank God for that. Everyone got there. Those who arrived earlier, we ended up going to dinner. So the thing with retreats that I really wanted to ensure that um, people experience for this one was that once you get there, you literally need to think about nothing besides what you want to order, being on time for excursions, and how you want to show up and experience the time that you have there. So everything from food to transportation to excursions was all included as part of the package. So we went to dinner that first night and really got to try some local Thai food. After that, I wanted to also have massages for the ladies because after that 20 plus hours of travel, honey, we got to get the knots out. So everyone had a massage. Those who came earlier in the day, they had their massage on day one, but those who came later in the night on day one, they ended up having their massage first thing in the morning. So that was a lovely way to just woosah and decompress going into the experience. Morning of day two, I put together all the welcome bags for the ladies. And so there was a ton of self-care stuff from Black Girl vitamins to no BS toothpaste to no Polera lotion. What else was in there? Hair ties from Snappy. That was lovely. There were two more things. And then there were some electrolyte and hydration drink mixes to ensure that, their immune systems were staying up. So thankfully I was gifted all of those products from the specific companies who I mentioned. So it was more of like a PR gifting. So I personally was grateful for it. And I know that the ladies who attended really loved those gifts. So that was beginning of the second day. Of course, we had breakfast. We did a journaling session, which at the end I was like, oh my gosh, this is more of like a heart dance. And, I of course had questions for the ladies to ask around like what they wanted to get out of the experience and what they are most looking forward to, all that jazz. We did have a pre-call as well, so that was great just for people to get to know each other a little bit prior to the experience. So, yep, day two, welcome bags, breakfast, journaling session. Then we spent some time by the pool and just got to continue building off of the conversations that we had. The villa also provided high tea, so we had a cute basket of, um, little goodies, treats, tea, orange juice, all that jazz. And then I wanted the ladies to have photos to be able to share with their parents and family back home. So I did hire a photographer. We did a photo shoot in the evening time, afternoon slash evening time, and then went to this lovely dining experience at the Black Ginger. It was beautiful. It was a very unique experience. Where they actually took you to the restaurant on a what would you call it? Um, a boat, of course, like sort of, but more of like a a platform where you sit on, and there was a man that was actually like pulling you to the restaurant, which was really cool. And then the food there was delicious. It was more of like a tasting menu, so I think we probably had like at least 10 different dishes each. So that was lovely. The next morning we went to the PP Island, so that was a full day experience. I think we left at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, came back around like 5 or 6. And then that was lovely because it was all day ocean. Thank goodness it was sunny, beautiful, no rain, blue skies. It was the perfect weather for a boat day, and they provided. I went through the Cole PP, so KOLPP boat. I'll link it in the video description, but absolutely love that experience. I will say, when you're on a longtail boat, so we took a speedboat to get to PP Islands and then the longtail boat to go to the various islands once we arrived in that area. The longtail boats are a lot slower than doing a full speedboat, so we weren't able to see as many islands as I expected, but it was still, really nice for us to get our pictures and just take in all of the beauty of the PP Islands as they are. So that was lovely. Came home, had the chef at the villa make dinner. So that was just a great way to not have to worry about going back out again. And the chef, by the way, was phenomenal. She made us breakfast every single morning and then, opted into additional meals where needed. So that was day 3. Yeah. Day 4, we went to the elephant sanctuary in the morning. And again, thank God we were not getting monsooned on while we were watching the elephants and making their food. But that was a beautiful experience. We learned a lot about the elephants out there that they had at that specific sanctuary. We're able to prep food for them and just watch them exist. Like it was a really, really beautiful morning. So we did that. And then at the end of that experience, we had a cooking class. So they taught everyone how to make pad thai and tom yum soup. No, tom kha soup. I always get them mixed up, but the tom kha soup is what we learned how to make. Super easy, simple ingredients, but I loved how it was more of like a 2-for-1 excursion where we did get to understand how to make the dishes and then they provided a recipe afterwards. I will link the website to all of the excursions that we did just in the event that, maybe you maybe going to Thailand in the future and would want to have well vetted and um, yeah, just quality experience is already ready to go. So that was the morning. Afternoon time, we went down to Old Town PP, Old Phuket Town, and that was a really cool experience. It was pouring rain, but I think it was such a core memory because like when else are you going to be sprinting from one sprinting is a stretch, but but running from fast walking from one restaurant to another in the middle of Old Phuket Town, and it was really the tour guides were great. They bought us ponchos and took care of us, and very high energy, very well educated, and shared a lot about just the cuisine down there. So did not know how much Chinese and Portuguese influence there was in Old Phuket Town until that tour, but it was very informative, very delicious, very unique, to say the least. So that was cool. We got back. We ended up, it was the last night, so we ended up having girl time by the pool, and it was a great way just to like end out the trip. So that was day 4, and then day 5, we ended up doing something later in the day. So morning time, we had brunch, and it also happened to be my birthday. So 2 of the ladies actually surprised me with cookies. Actually, all of them did. It was a beautiful, like, just wait, this is supposed to be about y'all, but the nature of who they are. It was great to feel celebrated at the beginning of my birthday. So we did champagne and cookies in the morning after breakfast, and then ended up doing late checkout, so that gave everyone a chance to like not feel super rushed after breakfast. So did late checkout, then headed down to the southern part of Phuket to this spa called Ton Mai, and we ended up getting hour and a half massages down there, and they had a full day spa, but one thing about Phuket, when that rain starts to do its thing, it completely shifts how long it takes to get from point A to point B. So many of the ladies, actually all of them, had flights out that day. And at first, it was only showing an hour to get to the airport. By the time all that torrential downpour happened, it was 2.5 hours to get there. So what we thought was going to be like a nice woosah way to end the trip turned out to be a bit more abrupt and chaotic, but thankfully everyone made it to their flights on time and they were able to go on their merry way for their 20+ hour flight back home. So high level, that was what the experience looked like for the Thailand Black Girl Getaway this year. And definitely after doing that experience, we'll be doing another one in Asia next year. So you all stay tuned. And if you are interested in learning more about the 2026 Black Girl Getaway Retreat, I invite you to head to the link in the video description where you'll be able to get on the wait list. And whenever it's announced, you will be one of the first to know and one of the first to be able to sign up. So I'll definitely be keeping them intimate again. Um, More to come on those details, but yes, I think retreats are just such a great way to kind of be in like a third space where, yes, you have your day to day and everything that you navigate there, but what does it look like to leave all of that and go to a space that is naturally beautiful and is curated for your best interest in mind, whether that is for you to feel like you can connect with people, for you to feel like you are experiencing luxury. The villa that I selected for this one, and honestly, the standard for future ones was one where all of your clothes were washed every day and folded for you, bed was made, you woke up to breakfast already made, and that's the kind of energy that we need, especially with all the other things that we are tasked with being responsible for as women, and especially, just the weight that we carry as Black women in this world. So, yes, if this did resonate with you and you're interested in joining the waitlist for 2026, be sure to check the link in the video description, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.